Good evening, everybody. A very, very interesting day, actually, because we have the sun. That's very good, but we've kind of got that winter sun where you've still got that cold feel in the air, even though the sun's really bright. So this morning when I got to work, I was not kitted out at all for the inevitable cold weather. So it just took me a while to warm up. You know, we have one of those days where the chill's got to you and it's really difficult to then get yourself up to a temperature which feels comfortable. And so I'm at home now, just grabbing some hot water, kind of, I don't know, feeling not ideal, not perfect. I don't feel ill or anything, but I just feel like I haven't warmed up, so I'm probably going to jump in the bath as well, just to get everything back to normal. But I do have a yoga session booked in this evening, an actual class, so that'd be really good. I'm getting to a stage now in my yoga where if I miss a day, I feel it. I feel that the effects of not having that routine, similar to running. If I don't run, whilst the difference with the running, I suppose, is that a rest day does actually benefit you, whereas missing the yoga, sometimes you just feel like you're not as loose and nimble and as comfortable as you would normally feel. And so that's going to be happening tonight, and I may well also go down to the gym, but it's probably not going to be a lot of footage. I can't obviously film in the yoga class, and equally at the gym, depending whether I go down there or not, I'm not entirely sure. But it's been a beautiful day. The sun, what you can barely see, is kind of streaming in at the moment. But yeah, positive stuff. Hopefully it means I can get out tomorrow if the sun continues, which is due to for the next 2 weeks. Yeah, just relaxing, having a good time. But like I say, I'm just trying to get myself, back to feeling a little bit more up and with it, because I feel a little bit woolly at the moment, a little bit woolly. What I also meant to add to that video was I had a question about what I use for yoga and things. And generally speaking, if you go to a class, they'll kit everything out for you, but you should take your own mat. Now, when I first started yoga, I had no idea what I was doing. I just took along a towel, which is fine. A lot of people who've been doing yoga a while have got these kind of thinner profile mats. I've actually got a pretty thick one. You can see here, it's pretty spongy. The reason for that is when I first started yoga, I found that the thin mats were quite uncomfortable for me. I just felt like I needed a little bit of bounce, a little bit of spring, because I'm still not very flexible, to be honest with you. And sometimes having that little bit of bounce, that softer surface, gives you more room to kind of move into the pose. Whereas I feel like sometimes something a little bit harder is not, for me, doesn't really work. However, I think I'm probably progressing to a stage now where I could get myself on a thinner profile mats and see how that goes. It's not essential. I mean, they don't really care at the sessions as long as you're comfortable, and obviously your bare feet as well. What I should also add to that is, prior to having my carpet in here, I had really, really, really thin flooring on top of concrete, so it was hard, and I needed something a little bit softer, especially when I was laying down. Whilst it's actually, I suppose, relatively beneficial for you to lay down on a completely flat, hard surface, when you're doing yoga, and at that time I was kind of falling over and making a real mess, it did hurt. So I decided to invest in these thicker ones. They weren't much more expensive, but for me that kind of works. You can get these blocks as well, depends what you want. Sometimes if you have to do a pose where you have to kind of lean towards the floor, having a block or a wedge is a little bit more helpful. Sorry, my words all over the place. And equally, you can sometimes sit on these as well to reduce the tension when you are trying to perform a pose, especially early on in your yoga journey. Anyway, hopefully that answered the question for the person. I'm sorry, I cannot remember your name. I do apologise. But yeah, there we go.